But seriously, there's nothing wrong with a classic green salad, but eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. So today I'm going to show you how you can easily jumpstart a healthy diet modeled after the highly acclaimed Mediterranean lifestyle. So let's dive in. Tip number 1 is get fueled up. And no, I don't mean go eat something. That will come later. What I mean is fuel up on personal motivation by knowing your why. Say what? Why do you want to start the Mediterranean diet? Okay, so here's the thing. If you've made it this far by searching a video on how to start the Mediterranean diet, then you are already in a good position to make positive change towards a better lifestyle. Because you obviously have a key element that's required for change, which is desire. Or at least curiosity if nothing else. But as a dietitian and fellow member of the human race, I know very well that the excitement of wanting to start something new often wears off once push comes to shove and old habits, and dare I say old cravings, come calling. So instead of throwing you to the wolves and telling you change is going to be easy, we're going to start by me giving you an unfair advantage. Think of this as one shortcut to success that actually works, and it's proven by science. So when I say get fueled up, I actually mean fill your motivation tank with getting clear about your why. If you can start your change journey with a full tank of a clear understanding of where you're going and why, studies say that you are already 20 to 40% more likely to succeed than if you're someone who skips this step. Now I know some of you are like, that sounds a little too woo-woo, and I'm not into all that mental health mumbo jumbo. But in reality, if you truly want to be successful at changing your diet in our crazy busy, temptation-ridden, sugar-laced society, you're gonna need all the help you can get. And I'm offering you a 20 to 40% discount, people. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. So one caveat to this shortcut is that getting clear on your why, while definitely the first step, is not complete until you physically write it down and put it somewhere where you will see it often. This is because we're wired to remember repetition. So by seeing your why every day, you're reminded why your goal is important, and you are that much more likely to stay on the wagon. So now let's apply this. Maybe your why is something like, because I want to lose weight, or you want to feel better about the way you look in your clothes. Maybe you want more energy, or you're getting to an age where you're worried about developing chronic health conditions. Whatever is motivating you to want to change your old existing habits is a good place to start when looking for your why. The most important thing at this step is to be brutally honest. If you write down that your why is because you want to eat healthy, but you know in your heart of hearts that you're actually dealing with self-esteem issues due to being overweight, your brain is gonna know, and it's not gonna buy it. So be honest with yourself. Write down your why and then be sure to post it somewhere that you're gonna see on a regular basis, such as your bathroom mirror, at your desk, or maybe even a friendly reminder on your fridge. So congratulations, you are now 20 to 40% closer to reaching your goals. Tip number 2 is take action and make it easy. Now that you have your daily mental fuel reminder in place, set yourself up for success and take action. Since changing an old habit is typically not considered easy, try this simple hack instead. It's called the fill your plate method. Now, Evie, I already know how to fill my plate. There's no problem there. Well, exactly. The best way to change an old unhealthy habit is to keep it and to make it better in small increments until it's no longer a problem. So this is my permission to just keep doing what you're already doing, but add this easy chart as your new guide. So you like to eat steak and potatoes for dinner? No problem. Fit your steak in the protein section, fill your carb section with your potato, and fill the rest with veggies. Fruit should be eaten last as your dessert. This is the best way to cut down on any sugar cravings you might have after a meal, and it's a good way to reduce overeating sugar since your belly will already be full from your plate. But I thought fruit was good. Fruit is good, and I'm not a big believer on cutting it out like some diets suggest. But one thing that's important to note is that fruit contains natural sugar, which is not so good on glucose levels, but it's much better than, say, chocolate cake, since it contains fiber that helps to eliminate some of those sugar carbs. Fruit also contains many vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and it's a great addition to a balanced diet. Our body's favorite source of energy is carbohydrate, but a typical American diet is overfilled with carbohydrates to the point where we don't actually use all of them. Anything that goes unused is stored for later as fat, unless it has the help of fiber to get it flushed out. So a good rule of thumb is to eat what you need and then go for a walk afterward for an easy glucose buster. Tip number 3, recognize triggers. Eating foods that taste good and that you enjoy plays an important role in your overall satisfaction and in determining how successful you're going to be with your new diet. I mean, we eat 3 meals a day and probably a few snacks in between, so that's a big part of life. One of the biggest concerns clients had when I was working in a clinical setting was that they didn't want to have to give up their favorite foods. So I'm here to inform you that you don't have to. Instead of cutting out certain foods, it's helpful to recognize patterns of unhealthy behavior, such as binge eating or eating for any other reason besides hunger, and take note. A good way to do this is with a food journal. I recommend starting simple with a 3-day journal, tracking everything you eat and drink and perhaps how you feel after each meal. It's just enough information for you to see what you gravitate towards, and it's not overwhelming like trying to track everything that goes in for a full week. Many clients that I worked with in a clinical setting said that they felt like they ate the same things all the time, so they weren't going to learn much from this journal. But then when they would come back, they reported that they were surprised to see how much extra things they ate and drank without realizing, especially when they were doing errands or around town. If you find that after the 3 days you really like tracking the data, by all means continue with the trend. There's so much useful information you can gather from keeping a food journal. One really important thing that a food journal can help you identify is food triggers. These are food items that typically are eaten out of an emotional need rather than a physical need. Many times these foods are things like sweets or pasta or even beverages like soda that contain caffeine. Like I said, the idea is not necessarily to get rid of these foods, especially at first, but to recognize how much of them are being eaten and when you're being triggered to eat them. If you notice that you have a deep craving for Skittles after a full meal, you could actually be dealing with a case of insulin insensitivity, which causes sugar cravings after a meal. This is because your body's actually not able to use the glucose from your recent meal correctly, so it starts to demand something it knows for sure is full of sugar, and it's hoping it's going to get an immediate dose of easy-to-access carbohydrate. This, however, is not a healthy trend because it actually causes your blood sugar to spike, and over time, those spikes can lead to prediabetes. So it's worth taking note when you desire certain foods, not to be rid of them, but to try to understand why is your body craving them in the first place. If it just so happens to be your favorite flavor of ice cream and you eat a bowl each evening with your partner after dinner, by all means, don't deprive yourself of your favorite nighttime tradition. But do make sure you're fully satiated after your meal and make sure you are actually enjoying your treat and not just eating it on autopilot out of habit. Number 4 is an obvious favorite. It is reward yourself. Okay, so let's be honest. Anytime we do something that requires change, it isn't exactly a bed of roses. So the best way to encourage yourself along the way is to be sure and add rewards to your journey. Now, I know that it can be tempting to use food as a way of rewarding yourself, but typically this can just create the feeling of deprivation when the food reward is no longer considered available during normal eating patterns. Plus, there are so many other ways to reward yourself other than food. Need some ideas? I've got you covered. So you reached your goal of losing 10 pounds in 30 days. Excellent! Now treat yourself to a special spa day and relax knowing you are capable of accomplishing hard things. So you meal planned for a week and stuck to the program. Awesome! Now treat yourself to grocery delivery on your next week to cut out temptations on in-person grocery trips and give yourself some more time. Other ideas for rewards can be things like buying new walking shoes for those after-meal strolls, buying yourself flowers as a personal reminder of how beautiful you are, taking before and after pictures, and then starting a celebration collage that highlights each milestone you achieve with an updated picture of you that makes you feel empowered. Treat yourself and a loved one to a comedy show, or get pampered with mani and pedi. Hard work should always be rewarded, and you are worth the time and the effort and the reward. Alright guys, with all this talk about starting a new diet and creating better habits, you are looking like you could use a drink. A gut-healthy, perfect for summer kind of drink, that is. So we're going to switch gears here, and I'm going to share my top 3 gut-healthy summer drinks that pair perfectly with your new diet plan and will keep you hydrated all day, every day. Not to mention, they look super cute in your glass. Drink number 1 is raspberry mint lemonade water. You guys, this is seriously my current favorite drink of choice. The lemon and the mint together make an amazing, refreshing combination, and the raspberry adds a touch of color along with a slightly earthy flavor that's enhanced perfectly with a touch of stevia. The lemon in this drink makes it great for balancing the pH in your gut and helps your belly biome get ready for digesting meals, along with obvious perks of being super hydrating. Mint is thought to be great with aiding digestion, and there's some research that suggests it can help to alleviate allergy symptoms. So for those of you who love spring and summer except for the itchy eyes and the runny nose, adding mint to your drinks might just be the thing you need over time. Serve this chilled in a festive glass and enjoy. Drink number 2 is green tea and apple cider lemonade. This drink is the perfect good morning combination for a touch of awakeness with a slow release caffeine from the green tea, and it has pH balancing lemon and apple cider vinegar to get your gut ready to face a new day. For best results, drink this immune boosting refresher in the morning and before meals to get your gut primed for digestion. This drink can be served warm or chilled in your favorite teacup, or in my case, my favorite tea mug. I don't go little when it comes to staying hydrated. We're back with drink number 2. So we are super lucky because we have a friend that goes to China on a regular basis, and he brings us back this amazing green tea that's loose leaf. But you don't have to use loose leaf. I have it brewing here. This water is at 180 degrees, and I just put about 5 tablespoons of the loose leaf into here. And I got this pitcher on Amazon, and I'll link it in the description below. It's just a simple glass pitcher, and it has this really nice strainer option on this side, and then it also has like a pour option on this side. But I really like it because if I use loose leaf, I can just leave the leaves in there, because when I pour the drink, the leaves don't get into the drink. So I really like that feature about this. Now I realize a lot of you are probably not gonna wanna use loose leaf tea. So if you're gonna use the tea bags, you can get your favorite brand at the store. I would recommend organic, because if you're seeping something into your drinks, you wanna make sure that it's clean. If I was going to be doing this with tea bags, I would use about 5 or 6 of them, depending on how strong you want them. And usually the box will have instructions for how long you should steep it. Okay, well this has steeped for 6 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour some cool water in there to fill it mostly full, and then we can add the rest of our ingredients. All right, now that we have all the water that we need, I'm going to add this lemon. I'm using half a lemon in this one. You could use a full lemon if you want to, but I'm just doing a half this time. Next, I'm going to add the apple cider vinegar. I like this Bragg brand that has the mother in it. You're gonna have to shake it up to get the stuff off the bottom. A lot of recipes that I've seen with a similar drink as this call for 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar. But I really feel like that's a little strong for me. So I just use 1 tablespoon because I just feel like if I can taste the vinegar at all, I'm not likely to drink it. And I don't want to ruin this drink because it is seriously amazing and it's excellent for your gut. All right, and so now we're gonna add some mint. It's just gonna add a little bit of a refreshing feel to it, not to mention a little minty taste. Looks so earthy and fresh. I love the colors. Okay, and then my secret ingredient here is always a little bit of pure stevia. This one I'm gonna add probably about 6 shakes to it, and then we're just gonna stir it up. All right, so we have our lemons ready for our tea, and we're just gonna pour some in there. And there you go. This is super cute. It's very refreshing. And any guests that you have over for barbecues this season, they're not even gonna know that it's a healthy drink, but they're gonna like it, that's for sure. And if for some reason it's not sweet enough for you, you can definitely add just a little more stevia or even a little bit of honey if you wanted to go that route. I don't typically like honey in my tea because honey has a very distinct flavor, but definitely if honey is something that you are into, then that's gonna be a great addition to this tea. Okay, that is super refreshing, and you absolutely cannot taste the apple cider vinegar. So for any of you who are squeamish about that, don't worry, you can't taste it. Drink number 3 is kombucha. So I have been adding kombucha into my daily drink schedule for the past 3 months, and I have to say I have been pleasantly surprised by how my gut feels during and after meals. In case you're wondering, kombucha is a fermented drink made out of cultured tea. During the process, probiotic cultures and yeast is added and allowed to grow and ferment. What you get is a fizzy, slightly tart beverage that has similar benefits to kefir or yogurt, but without the dairy, and in my opinion, it tastes much better than other fermented things like sauerkraut. Some of the benefits kombucha is thought to have are things like anti-inflammatory antioxidants and polyphenols, better gut health because of the healthy bacteria, immune defense due to the hefty amounts of B vitamins, and antimicrobial properties, and benefits like helping the liver to detox, along with a list of other potential health benefits. Obviously, it shouldn't be mistaken for a miracle in a bottle, but when used along with a balanced, healthy lifestyle, such as the Mediterranean diet, the benefits definitely make it worth a try. So just be careful to buy kombucha that is not high in sugar and that is not pasteurized. Pasteurization requires heat, which would kill the healthy bacteria and then potentially make the product pointless. So choose a quality kombucha and give your gut a little pick-me-up this summer before meals and whenever you're craving something with a little fizz. You look better already, my friends. Hydration suits you. If you happen to miss my last video and you want more on the topic of starting the Mediterranean diet, you're gonna wanna go back and watch this video where I go into the basics of what the Mediterranean diet is and which foods are included. Until then, I appreciate you all. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos all about health, wellness, Mediterranean lifestyle, healthy recipes, and living your best life. As always, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a joyful and blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.